Hello, Kristian. The first question I want to ask you is, how did you find out that you were HIV positive? Were there any symptoms?
I didn't realise it at the time, but I had been ill about 3 months before I found out. I found out through a friend of my ex-boyfriend got diagnosed and obviously told me to go for a test. So it was then that I found out.
Since then, I wanted to ask you, how do you live your everyday life being, HIV positive since then?
I wouldn't say that I live any different life to anybody else. I mean, I had to take care of my health. Sometimes if I get ill, it might hit me a little bit harder than, a colleague will come in with, a cold and, I'll be off for 2 days or something like that. Apart from the medication, I'd say, and the hospital appointments, I'd say I live a pretty normal life. In
your personal life, when you meet somebody new, you're going on a first date, on a second date, do you feel, obliged to tell them at what stage do you speak about your
I think it depends. If I meet someone and I really like them, I mean I tell everybody, but it depends at what stage. I think if I met someone and I really liked them and it had been a couple of dates and we knew that it was going to progress on to sex, then absolutely I would just say, listen, it's. I'm telling you this, you don't need to be freaked out, you've got the right to walk away now, I won't hate you, I won't be upset, but this is the situation, it's there for you to deal with however you want to deal with it. If it's just kind of hookups, I have had negative reaction from guys that, have sort of said, no, sorry, but I've always said to them that I'm probably not the first HIV positive person they've slept with, I'm just the first who's told them.
True, totally true, yeah.
People are always really surprised when I tell them I'm HIV positive because they're like, oh, you're young, you're healthy, it's like, well, anybody can have it, from small children to 50-year-old women, or who got it 30 years ago from a blood transfusion. The people the stigma that's attached to HIV is that we're almost like these crazed sexual beings intent on spreading the disease around the world, and it's really not. And I'm actually quoting someone else when I say this, but HIV is innocent. People with HIV are innocent, and they don't want to, they shouldn't be stigmatized. It is a serious condition, and there is no cure for it. But luckily, thank the Lord for medical advances. We've got drugs and treatments that can sustain life for a long time and give people good quality of life. But honestly, I would say, just spread the word of safe sex. Use this. I feel like I've used my HIV status as in a really positive way. Is to try and spread the message that take care. To people who aren't HIV positive, to know as much as they can about it and just reduce all of the stigma there is around the disease. There was one time when I had sex with a guy and the condom broke and we didn't realise. So he had to go and get tested and he had to go and get treatment for it. Thankfully he's fine. But I felt like throwing myself off a bridge.
I want to ask you, do you have any regrets in general?
If someone could take this away from me, then absolutely. But I'd like to keep everything I've learnt from it. For the future, I don't know if I can if by standing up and saying I'm HIV positive, I can make one person think twice, then I might have saved a life. So that's great. If I can die with that knowledge, then I'll die happy. So,
thank you so much for agreeing for this interview. You've been a great role model. Thank you.